And happy Monday. It's time for another Mindful Play Monday Live. And today we are doing a special craft, kind of an art activity. We attended 2 different art fairs and festivals over the weekend. And so we were inspired to create some of our own art. And today we're calling that a comfort collage. So we're going to work on some collage art together and also talk about how we can use this to connect to mindfulness and also remind us of the things that bring us safety, warmth, and comfort in those times of need. It's going to be a great reminder. So the only things you need for today are some old magazines, and if you don't have any magazines that you can flip through and cut pictures out of, you can also just print some off the internet, Google search some images that fit for the category that we're working on, and also some other loose parts, some glitter. If you would like to use glitter, you could use sequins, pom poms, anything that's going to give your collage a little bit of texture and something that's going to give you some tactile input. So I'm going to show you first one that my daughter made, and then we're going to explain what a comfort collage means. So, we're losing some glitter here this morning. We worked on these. This is her comfort collage, and I'm going to be making something a little similar this morning using some items that bring me comfort as well. So this also works for teenagers and adults, of course great for school-age children as well. Give you a quick tour. She has selected different images that bring her joy and comfort. She loves bunnies, so we've got lots of little bunny sequins and bunny pictures. She also loves dachshunds, so she's got a group of dachshunds there. She loves to create art and do crafts, so there's a picture of a child coloring and crafting. Some unicorns. She loves to swim, see that swimming at the playground. Let's see if I back up a little bit. She loves Marshall from Paw Patrol, so we had to put Marshall in there. And then also this is a watercolor painting. She likes to paint. So just a quick idea of what a comfort collage could look like. Really, it's just a collage or a collection of different things that bring you comfort. So these are some things that are comforting to her, that make her heart happy, help her calm down, and then also added some tactile things with the little fuzzy pom-poms, and then the glitter. We just used like school glue and then sprinkled some glitter on there. So for today, if you're working in the classroom and you're able to get people to donate old magazines, the first thing you can do is have your students or your children flip through those magazines and help them cut out images that make their heart happy, that bring them comfort. If you don't have old magazines, and I know a lot of us don't really use print magazines anymore, you can just Google search images, and that's what we've done for today. And I've just printed some images here that bring me comfort and spark joy. I love dogs, love to go on hikes in nature, so I've printed a pretty forest picture. Traveling and seeing new things brings me joy and comfort. I love the beach. We did some shell collecting. Love to read, listening to music. I love my good cup of coffee in the morning. There's a picture of coffee. And I also love the mountains, oops, that's upside down, the mountains and the ocean. So I've printed a couple of pictures there of my favorite places. So what these are going to do is going to help us connect in those times that we're feeling maybe a little anxiety, feeling a little stress, feeling sad, down, or low, and we're going to add that to our comfort collage. And when we notice that we're having those more difficult feelings, we can either have this displayed like in our calming corner, hang it up in the bedroom, hang it up anywhere that's going to be a nice reminder. You can go return to that comfort collage, look at those calming images, touch the different tactile pieces, and help connect and reset on those rough days. So I've just put all of our little kind of trinkets and things in a muffin tin. We love using muffin tins for more than just baking, for organizing, especially if we're doing like a collage or a big project that we're going to have lots of little loose parts. You can put it in a little muffin tin. We just use these from Dollar Tree, so they're actually always our like art caddy or art muffin tins. Are not really used for baking. You can grab them at any dollar store for that. And then we're going to help us organize. Oh, I've also added in some larger sequins that we can use for our collage. And then this is just a mixed bag you can get from most craft stores or even online of like little mosaic pieces, little tiles. And these are purposefully made for crafting, so they're not too sharp or they don't have a lot of rough pokey edges. We can add some of that to our collages too. So I'm going to angle you down a little bit. Good morning, thanks for joining us. We are making comfort collages today, and I'm just using construction paper. We use construction paper for our comfort collages. If you do have a lot of larger tactile pieces or loose parts that you're going to be gluing on that are heavy, kind of like these tiles, or if you're using some bigger pieces like seashells or anything that you're adding that's going to weigh down the paper, you may want to instead use cardstock. You could also use just recycle a piece of cardboard. If you want to start with your collage on construction paper to give it that colored background, or even on like scrapbooking paper for a fun textured background. And then once you're done decorating, you could then glue that or add that to a piece of just recycled cardboard to make it a little sturdier, a little thicker, so that your paper is not tipping over or losing those loose parts. So when we make our collages, just like with any artwork, it's totally up to the artist what things they would like to add. You can always add more pictures, take some pictures away. I've also pulled out some paint sticks here. You could use crayons, markers, colored pencils, paint sticks to decorate, make a background on the back of your collage first before gluing down those images, just for time's sake, because we like to keep our Mindful Play Monday lives down to 10 minutes or less. I'm not going to decorate mine ahead of time, but you could for sure do that. And as you're working with your students or your kiddos, I always like to play kind of some calming music, some classical music, jazz, something without words that is more instrumental to kind of help set the mood for your artwork and your art creations. So I'm just using a glue stick here. Again, these are just images that we've printed, Google searched and printed, but if you do have those old magazines or newspapers with images that you would like your students or your children to go through and cut out, you can also do that. We didn't do any text this morning on our collages, but you could also, especially if you have older students that are good readers at a good reading level, you could have them cut out words that they want to add to their collage too. So it doesn't just have to be images or items, it could also be words. So the word like travel, reading, breathe, nature, things like that you could add to your collage too. So I've started with just putting all of my images on there. Good morning, thanks for joining us. We are making comfort collages today. And now as that's setting in and drying, I'm going to go back and add a little tactile decor to jazz up my collage a little bit. I've got these cute little seashell sequins. Oh, kind of blurry there, but you can get the idea. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to that and add them kind of sprinkle around on my collage. That's going to add a little color and texture and depth and dimension to our comfort collages. Something to kind of catch the eye, jazz it up a little bit. Miso has run down to join us. Hi Miso, we're working on comfort collages today. Adding a little texture with our sequins. And then I also grabbed some googly eyes. You don't have to use googly eyes, but I thought these would be kind of fun. I've got glitter there. Come on over. I've got googly eyes that you could add if you want to highlight or point out a certain image or something in your collage. That would be fun if you want to highlight that with some googly eyes. Also some pom poms for another fun texture. We've got some glitter here. We'll see, I don't know if these sequins have quite dried yet, but you can kind of get the idea there. Adds a little sparkle and depth to our collage. Hello, Miso. And then I'm going to add some of these cool little textured tiles. These are like little mosaic tiles. You can get them in a mixed bag, usually like at any craft store. I'm going to pull out some ones that kind of color coordinate. Oh, there's a pretty sparkly one. We can add that to our collage as well. Good morning, thanks for joining us. We're working on crafting a comfort collage today. I'm just adding a few little extra three-dimensional pieces, and then I'll show you our products that we've been working on. So with our comfort collage, this is one my daughter made. We are highlighting things that bring us comfort. So when we do have those more challenging days, we can slow down, go back to our collage, and remind ourselves of all the good things that we have and that we enjoy. So let's see if this glue is dried enough. So I've got my little comfort collage here. So on those days that are a little bit harder, that we're struggling, looking for inspiration, needing to remind ourselves, ooh, that glue's not dry yet, it's sliding down, of the things that bring us joy. We just cut some images out. We printed, you could also grab them from magazines or newspapers, and then we're adding a three-dimensional element or a tactile element with some fun pom-poms, little mosaic tiles, or some sequins or glitter pieces too. You could do that. And I'm going to keep working on this. I'm going to add a little bit more, but you get the general idea. So I will post a picture of the finished products to our story so you can take a look at what it looks like once all the glue is dried and give you an idea for some comfort collages to work on with your kiddos and your students this week. Also a great project for summer as you're working together and need more inspiration for ideas of things you can do together. And then remember that great hack of using a muffin tin to keep all of your loose parts organized. So I'm going to keep working on my comfort collage. You can grab and work on your comfort collages this week and have a great rest of your week. We'll be back with another Mindful Play Monday. Now next week we have Memorial Day, so we will not be live, but I'll put together a quick reel for you, and then we'll be back for our last Mindful Play Monday before the start of summer in June, and we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your week. Take care.